Hello and welcome back to Random Talks with the Rat. Today I will be recording from my car because I have 7 people in my family and 2 dogs. It is never, ever quiet in the house. So since I'm in the car, I tried to open the windows to think maybe because it's getting hot in here, maybe if I open the windows, it'll let some cool air in. But then a loud-ass motorcycle decides to drive by, and I just can't take the chances of having to re-record the entire thing again because of a motorcycle. So now the windows are closed. So if I stop talking at any point, then it's probably from lack of oxygen, and you should call 911. Or don't. It's up to you. It's fine. So today's podcast has 3 topics. One is weird food in class. The second one is bad driving. And the third one is oatmeal. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first topic of my podcast is weird food in class. So I am in high school, which means that I meet many people. Some are smart, some are quite dumb, some weird, some really weird, and some normal ones. Well, I mean, no, we're in high school. What am I kidding? Nobody's normal in high school. So I've seemed to notice that in class, so of course, okay, so you might get hungry in class and maybe take out a Ziploc bag of pretzels, eat some pretzels, maybe some goldfish. What else can you have? No, why would you eat rice?
Duh.
You can have maybe some fruit, an apple, an orange, stuff like that, you know? But kids just seem to surprise me every day by bringing in the weirdest things to eat. So, alright, so let's just start freshman year. I was in bio in my first block. It was 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I was sitting in my bio classroom, and I see in the corner of the room that this kid pulls out a box. And I was like, oh, maybe it's, I don't even know what it could be. French toast sticks? I don't know. So I don't know. And then he pulls out Buffalo Wild Wings. And he's eating literal buffalo wings at 7:30 in the morning in our bio classroom. So this kid has, and it's not even like a clean Buffalo Wild Wings. He literally has the buffalo sauce all over his mouth, all over his fingers, and then we're doing an assignment, and he's eating the buffalo wing with one hand, rubbing it all over his face, and then doing the assignment with the other hand, getting buffalo sauce all over all over the paper, and then he just, I don't know. Okay, wait. So, have you ever had a piece of paper that you brought home, whatever, and then you bring it in the next morning to hand it in, or even just for work, you bring it in the next morning to work on it, and you see that there's like a stain or whatever on it? Well, what if that stain was because somebody was eating something terribly just disgusting and got it on your paper and you didn't see that they got it on your paper? Because this kid, he was eating his wings that I don't know how he wouldn't have gotten it on his neighbor's paper. Okay, sorry. So I don't know how he wouldn't have gotten it on the kid sitting next to him's paper. So I was like, what if whenever you get up to go to the bathroom, somebody eating like their snack decides to like throw just on your paper? Like this kid, like let's just say that this kid eating the wings, he was eating the wings, the kid next to him went to the bathroom, and then the kid eating the wings decided to use the kid next to him's paper as a napkin. You see, I mean, it's possible. It is. I don't know. It could be just me, but I don't know. But that was only one of the stories. So another time, I was in history, maybe? I don't know. And I was freshman year still. So I was in history, and I was just in history. I don't know what I was going with that. Okay, so it was...
I'm a snake.
So this was better. So it was after lunch. So it was probably around like 11 or 12, maybe? You know, when you pack yourself a snack, like cucumbers, pickles. Not that people really pack pickles. I don't know why you would pack pickles as a snack. Actually, on the topic of pickles, I was at my friend's house the other day, and their mom made fried pickles. And, like, you wouldn't think that fried pickles would be good, but, like, they're good. I think I ate, like, 4 or 5, like, they were really good. But, like, I didn't eat 4 or 5 whole pickles. I ate 4 or 5 slices of a pickle that were fried. And they were really good, let alone the fact that it sounds disgusting when you talk about it. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, if you're packing yourself vegetables, fruit, anything, usually you cut it up. And I've done that before. I've taken a cucumber to school, I've cut up a cucumber at home, put it in a Ziploc bag, and brought it to school. Because it's a healthy snack, it's easy to eat, it's nutritious, it has a lot of agua, in it. So, yeah. So, but this kid, he's looking through his backpack, just searching through his backpack, and he pulls out a whole cucumber. A whole cucumber. He takes the cucumber, he just starts chomping on it. Literally, just chomping on the cucumber. In the classroom. Chomping on a cucumber. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it myself, but that's a true story. That did happen. I mean, everything that I talk about in here is a true story, but I thought I would add that just in case you guys were doubting me. And now, let's see. I'll do one more story. So there was one other time. Alright, so there was one other time where I was in English, maybe? I think English. It was junior year English. So I was in English, and this kid pulls out a Tupperware container. And it is second block, maybe? So that would be around 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so real quick, I'm talking about all these foods, but I don't know if it's just me, but I can't wake up and eat dinner. Even if, like, it's one of those days where you just wake up at, like, 3 p.m., very rare, not for high school kids, but still, very rare for me. Now, lately, it's rare for me lately. Anyways, so, even if I wake up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I still can't get up and eat chicken fingers and fries. The go-to meal, by the way. If you're at a restaurant and it's too fancy and you're picky, chicken fingers and fries are the way to go. Alright? So, yeah. So, I have to wake up and eat breakfast. I don't care if it's a smoothie. I don't care if it's toast. I don't care if it's cereal. It has to be associated with breakfast. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, I was in English. It was around like 9 o'clock in the morning. This kid pulls out a Tupperware container. This Tupperware container, it's a pretty medium container. I don't know why you need to know that. Anyways, so pulls out this Tupperware container. Then he takes out a metal fork. So first off, if I ever need to bring utensils to school, it's usually plastic. I think 95% of Americans, or really 95% of anyone in the world, has plastic utensils in their house. So if I'm ever bringing in food to school that I need a utensil, it's going to be plastic. I'm not going to bring in a heavy-ass metal fork, like metal spoon, metal knife. Like, that's, at this point, in this time and age, that's a weapon. Alright? Who knows what he's going to do with that metal fork? You know? There's so many stories out there. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So he had this metal fork. He takes it out, and then he takes out this Tupperware container, and he starts putting Parmesan cheese in the Tupperware container. And I was like, what is that? And then I see him take out another little Tupperware container filled with red sauce. And I was like, this kid is really having a whole ass restaurant in here. So he pours the red sauce and the Parmesan cheese, and he has it all in there, and he starts mixing it up. And then he does the whole twirling the fork. He starts twirling the fork and putting it in his mouth. Let me remind you, we are in English learning about Shakespeare, literally reading the play and watching the movie. We are literally learning about Shakespeare. And this kid decides that it is now the time to take out his spaghetti dinner and eat it at 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 in the morning. Okay. So this kid, I don't even know. I thought he was done, actually. I thought he was done after the red sauce and Parmesan cheese. I thought, okay, that's weird. That's weird. You can't get weirder than that. But then he pulls out another container with some bread. He has a container with bread. This kid just had a whole ass gourmet restaurant meal in my 9:30 English class. So, yeah. Sorry. I got a little worked up there. Made me a little triggered, but I'm okay. Alright? Okay. Let's move on to the next story before I, break the windows or something. Alright. See you in the next one.
Come on, guys!
Alright, so for our next topic, we're going to be talking about bad driving. On that topic, my dog is currently sitting in the driver's seat of the car right now. Like I said, I'm currently recording in the car because it's the only quiet place I can find. But my dog is currently sitting in the driver's seat. So if you randomly hear screaming or beeping or, I don't know, maybe like a big crash, maybe check up on me, or don't. It's fine. Anyways, so time to talk about me. So, obviously, every kid depending on where you live, when you're 15 or 16, you get your permit. So, I want to tell you some fun stories about me with my permit. So, the funny thing is, 2 of the stories are with my dad, and 1 of the stories is with my stepdad. So, 2 guys. Don't tell my boyfriend. Anyways, so the first story with my dad, I was driving the car and we got up to a 4-way intersection with the lights and all that jazz. And I completely forgot that you can't turn left until you have the green arrow. So my dumbass decided to drive, and my dad was like, okay, it's green. But he was just trying to remind me, okay, it's green, but we're not allowed to turn yet. But my brain didn't process that. So I was like, okay, it's green, let's go. No, you can't do that because you will kill yourself. All right? So basically, that's what I did. I took the wheel and I turned left. And my dad was like, oh my God, stop! And I was like, what did I do? And he was like, you can't turn left, Dumbo. So I stopped in the middle of the intersection. Literally just stopped in the middle of the intersection. These people, and then my dad was like, all right, so the people behind you moved up, so you can't move back. And the people in front of you are trying to go left, like the people across from you, so they're trying to cross. And you're in the middle of the street. So you're just gonna sit here and try to just not cry while I am going to scored you the foot. So we're sitting in the middle of this intersection, and these cars across the street, they're trying to turn left, which means that they're getting very close to me as they're turning left. And it's just not a fun situation. So thank God they were turning left, because if they were going straight, I would have just slammed into them. So, yeah. So then after that light after the turning light and whatever turned red, then I had to speed out of there so that the people going across could go. And, well, that wasn't fun, but now I can tell you another story that's not fun either. You ready to hear it? All right. So I was also driving with my dad in this situation, and So I was going up a street, and it's just this like small secluded street that you go straight, and then there's like a street at the end, so it looks like a T, so you can either turn right or you can turn left, but you can't go straight. So I went up to the light, and it was red. So I was turning right, so you can turn right on red, but I just wasn't really like thinking that you could turn right on red. So I was just kind of sitting at the red light. I was just going to wait until it was green. So I was just sitting at the red light, and my dad was like, dude, like inch up. And I was like, what? And he was like, you could go right on red. And I was like, oh, damn, you're right. Right. Okay, anyways, so I was inching up, and my dad was like, okay, stop. And then I inched up a little more, and I saw a car coming, and I was like, there's many times where I wait too long and I don't turn, so I'm just gonna go for it. So I see this car, it's coming up, and I quickly turn right. And my dad was like, oh my god, you're gonna die! And I was like, what? What did I do? So I didn't realize how close the car was to us when I was turning right. And I was turning and going from 0, and the car on the road was already going 45 from being on a main road. So again, a little dumb on my part, just a little bit. But yeah, so that was a close one. So those are 2 times I almost killed my dad. And now I have one other time where I almost killed my stepdad. So can't kill one off. Let's kill off the other. Am I right? No. No. Anyways, so this other time I was again at a 4-way intersection. I was driving the car, and this was like really in the beginning of getting my permit. So I was driving the car, and there was a yellow light, and I was going super fast, and, well, not super, I was going the speed limit, but it was super fast for me, because it was, like, one of my first times driving, so 45 was fast. So, I'm driving 45, and there's this yellow light, and I was like, I want to go, but I don't know if I'll make it, and I was going back and forth, and then I didn't slow down as I was thinking, and I should have been slowing down so I could stop, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go, but then I hesitated and I stopped, but I didn't stop at the right spot. I stopped right in the middle of the intersection. So, basically, again, I am in the middle of an intersection. I find myself here often. No, I've only been there twice, but it's not fun. So, don't try it. Don't try it yourself. It's not fun. So, I'm in the middle of this intersection, and it's Route 9, actually, Route 9. And these cars are just, so, I'm literally in the middle of a lane in the intersection. So the cars that are going straight through the light have to make laps around me. They have to, like, swerve around me in order to get into their lane. So I'm sitting there as cars are, like, barely hitting me to try to get around me. And I feel so dumb sitting there in the middle of the street. And then the minute the light went on, my stepdad was like, go, 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 go. So I had to get across there. So as you can probably tell from those stories, my parents, let's say, they're a little terrified to be in the car with me because, well, 3 instances I almost killed them. So, I mean, I haven't almost killed my mom yet, so I guess that counts as points, right? No? I think so. I'm gonna give myself points for that. But I've gotten better. I've gotten a lot better. Anyways, let's move on to the next story. Alright, so for our last story of today, we are going to talk about oatmeal. And I know you're probably thinking, what could we possibly talk about with oatmeal? And I'm here to say, we're talking about oatmeal. But not only oatmeal. We're talking about oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Yeah. Unpopular opinion, but I would rather have oatmeal raisin cookies than oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I know nobody agrees with me on that, but it's my opinion, so you can deal with it. All right. Anyways, so my family loves to bake, but we're not necessarily good at it. My mom is pretty good at it. She actually used to make a ton of cakes for us when we were younger. Like my I don't know what year it was. I'm just going to make it up and say 9. When I was 9 years old, I had a roller skating party and my mom made... No, it wasn't... Oh! Okay, sorry. When I don't know what age either, so I'm just going to make it up and say 9 again. When I was 9, I had sorry, I just glitched. Anyways, so when I was 9, I had a bowling party at a bowling alley, and my mom made a cake that had a bowling ball and a bowling pin on it, and it looked really freaking cool. And then I think there was a cake where it was just a bowling pin, and then for when I was like 3 or 4, she made me a Diego cake because I loved Diego. Like, I loved Diego. No Dora. No. Yo soy Dora and Sue Boots. This is my friend Boots. No. I want Diego. I want the hot cousin. Yeah. Even when I was 4, I knew that I wanted the hot cousin. Okay? Not my cousin.
Wait, that's illegal.
That's gross. I mean, I don't judge you if you're, but not for me. I want Dora's hot cousin. Yeah. So, anyways, back to baking. So, and my mom also makes a really, really, really good trifle. Trifle, if you don't know what it is, well, you're uncultured and you've never lived, because it's amazing and it's one of my favorite desserts when my mom makes it. So, yeah. It's like this layered pudding. I don't know. So it's this layered thing. And it has pudding and Oreos and Cool Whip and pudding. There's 2 types of pudding. And it's all stacked up on top of each other. And then you eat it together. Oh my god, it's just so good. It's just so good. Oh my god. Anyways, so she's really good at baking. That's basically what I was trying to say this whole time. So my family likes to think that they're really good at it. And the only person who's really good at it is my mom. So my sisters, my sister and my other sister, my 2 sisters, decided to make some cookies. And they were making the cookies, and I was upstairs doing my homework, so I wasn't down there doing it with them. But they're like about to take the cookies out of the oven's beeping, and they're like, guys, cookies are ready, they're nice and warm. And, well, first, my sister puts her hand in the oven, her bare hand in the oven, and touches the pan with her bare hand, which literally everybody in the world knows not to do. Because why? You literally touches it with her bare hand. She was fine. She just put it under cold water. She's fine. But, like, why? Anyways, so they take the cookie pan. Is it a pan? The cookie pan. Yeah, I think it's a pan. Yeah, so they take the cookie pan out of the oven, and they look at the cookies, and they're like, something's not right here. That's kind of weird. So what happened was, they forgot to put flour into the cookie dough when they were making it. And okay, so let me give you some insight in this. My family likes to buy the already made cookie dough with like the cute little like dough guy on it. And then you just scoop the cookie dough out, put it on the sheet pan, and it's done. But this time, my sister... Sorry about that. That was my dog. She had an itch. You all scratched up, Ting? You all good? Yeah? Can I go back to my podcast? I love you. Okay. Anyways, so they usually use the already made cookie dough with a cute little guy on it, and all you have to do is you scoop it and you put it on the sheet pan. But this time they decided it would be a good idea to make their own cookie dough from scratch. So they think like, oh my god, this is going to be so good. It's going to be homemade. Oh, it's going to be so good. And then they scoop it out. They put it on the pan. They put it in the oven. And then when they take it out, it's flat. the cookies are flat. And the reason for this is because they forgot to put flour in the cookie dough. So if you don't know this, the flour is the part that makes the cookies rise. Wow. So if there's no flour, they're not gonna rise, which means the cookies they're just flat, which is what happened. And yeah, so that was fun, but that was literally nothing to do with oatmeal, and I got sidetracked. So now we're going to go into a story about oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, actually. So my mom recently was making oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, as you would probably assume. And she likes to make them from scratch on the holidays. And as I said before, she's very good at baking and, So she was making them, and then she did the same thing that my sisters did. And she forgot to add flour. So she puts the cookies on the cookie sheet, she puts them in the oven, and then she waits for them to bake. And then, as you can imagine, when she takes the cookies out, they're flat. So my mom tries to pull it off because she, again, as I said, she is a good baker and she doesn't usually make terrible mistakes like that. So she tries to play it off. And in that, she tries to take the crumble, just the flat cookie, and she cuts it up, and then she takes and she rolls it up into balls. So this is actually a thing. What are they called?
6.5 hours later.
Clusters. They're called clusters. Sorry, that was aggressive. Rolled up cookie balls, they're clusters. So my mom tried to play it off and say, oh, well, I was gonna make oatmeal chocolate chip clusters. I was never making cookies. I did this on purpose. So nobody believes her, but we just kind of went along with it to make her feel good. But actually, like, the cookie clusters, they came out really good. Like, they taste really. If you ever just like don't have flour in your house, I would recommend making cookies with no flour and making cookie clusters because they were really good. So that's my story about oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright guys, that is all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed these stories and want to hear some more, hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified every time I post. Thank you for tuning in.